Everything starts with a seed. From the most exquisite flower to the grimmest of ideas. Either it's buried deep in the dirt or far within someone's mind. Everything always starts with a seed. In a world that knew no end, once came a seed of a very different breed. And with a helping hand from fate, that seed bloomed to become one love. This love, like everything at the time, grew deeper and deeper until it begot a home. And later gave birth to a child. Just like the seed, that child was different. Alone most of the time, living in his own world, a world that no one could quite grasp. He never truly felt in touch with other people. The truth is, he found them scary. One day, as he was skimming stones, one fated pebble rippled upon the surface twice and fell deep within the water, to land upon a snake. What a curious place to find a snake, he thought. It must be stuck, it must. As the night fell, every path in his mind led to that one serpent. It was almost like he could hear it call for help, whispering to his ears all his suffering. Kept all night awake by it, the boy decided to put the snake out of his misery. As soon as his hands touched the serpent, all went quiet. The voice in his head fell silent. The boy slept with deaf ears through the nights that followed, until one, in which he woke to the sound of a dispute. He tried to listen to it as much as he could through the crack of the door, and when he finally opened it, it was to find his mum left by herself, deprived of the one she loved. Days went by, and as a reflection of the mother's mind, filled only with sorrow and sadness, the house too started to collapse. The boy quickly felt the same thing he once felt with the snake. He could hear every thought and every word that crossed his mother's mind. And so he decided to help her, the same way he had helped the serpent. So that night, while she was asleep, he walked into her room and, by a second touch of his hand, he healed her from all those withering feelings and set her free. By the morning, he left his home and went to find his father, to tell him about what happened to the woman he once loved. But the most unexpected thing happened there. As soon as the door opened, his father embraced him, and in that very moment, he could feel the same thing again. Understanding that he will never see his beloved wife again, the man begged his son for help. And so the boy answered once more. As strange as it may have seemed to him, he understood for the very first time that sometimes In order for some things to live on, they have to come to an end. So he grabbed his father's long black coat to disguise himself into a farmer, and he went from one village to another, door to door, touch to touch, only offering his helping hands to the ones he felt who needed them the most, the ones whose roots were bound to grow no further, doomed to stay trapped in that thing. Pretty soon came the day in which he helped the last of the deathless people, making him the last of his kind, the last never-ending thing. But even he started to slowly feel the downside of an eternal life. And with time, his mind started to decay, his memories to fade. Alone again, with no one to remind him of who he is or once was. His body too started to slowly vanish away, turning him into a mere feeling, a simple thought, a thing, deeply rooted within everyone's mind, yet truly known by nobody at all.